Gentlemen,
Welcome to the channel. Been about 2 days, and today we're going to be talking about controllers. I like controllers. These things they like feel a lot more immersive than this mouse. This thing that there's like plenty good, I'd say, for FPS games and that kind of thing. But like for open world games, for single player games, I prefer controllers. That's just my opinion. You may have your own. I have a subjective opinion. That's not objective. I know some people will say that mouse and keyboard is better, bro. You gotta trust me on that. But like, I like controllers. So here we are. Today, I wanna talk about not this controller specifically that I bought. This is the Cosmic Bytes Stellaris, which I got for around 2,500 rupees, which is around $30, I think. It's like between $30 and $40 depending on a sale, between 2,500 and 3,100 depending on like when you buy it. Like I bought this on sale. This was like 2,500 bucks though. Dude, like this thing is a deal. So let's talk about why I like this over this. This is the Series S or X controller. I don't remember, but like here we are. Okay, so first off, this thing has Hall effect sticks. These things are like hella accurate. Like this will never drift. So for comparison, I'm gonna plug this in. Yeah, so going over to my game controllers, and we go over to the Xbox One S controller. So that is, I guess, this one. Yeah, see, there's this no drift, there's no error in any stick. So like that's pretty cool. Yeah, me like it. But now going over to the main control, I guess. Yeah, see, there's like some drift. This thing has already started drifting basically. Like this is potentiometer based. There's going to be some amount of drift that's gonna be like this present in this. So I got this to replace this because this thing was like just kept like putting this like kind of ghost input for some reason in some games. So that's like kind of weird, not gonna lie. So I got this fella, and I like this fella because it allows me to, well, not have that anymore. Big point. Yes, good controller. My god, I'm a good reviewer. Okay, so now let's talk about the controller itself. So this thing fits in my hands pretty well, I'd say. I can just move this shit around, and yeah, sticks feel pretty good, honestly. Like the clicks are there, I'd say. The triggers are responsive. The shoulder buttons are a bit mid, but like can't complain because we have back buttons. Hell yeah, I like set them to be my shoulder buttons because I like pressing them like this instead of like this. So here we are, and this thing can switch. So it has let me just bring it up to the camera focus. Thank you. Okay, so this thing has a Windows mode, which is basically a Switch Pro controller, a Apple mode, which turns it into X input. This is direct input, which is the Android mode, and a Nintendo Switch mode for Nintendo Switch. I don't own a Switch because I emulate all my games. I'm a filthy pirate. That was all a joke, Nintendo. Don't send your lawyers after me. I actually don't emulate your games for legal reasons. That's a joke. The control's transparent. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I really like the D-pad on this. Like and there's just something about this which is like pretty good. Me like the D-pad. Okay, now let's talk about some oddities, right? So for one thing, this thing is RGB, but it's not just like I can't make custom patterns on it. That's my main issue. So like I can't make it alternate between two colors. There's like a few preset modes. I have to bring out the manual for that every time. That's a big negative. But otherwise, I'd say the RGB is pretty good. Like look at this.
jingle, pay attention.
Like, how can you complain about this? Okay, but another thing I want to complain about, only two motors. What's this? Like, there's barely anything. Oh, like, wow. There's no. It only has two motors. The Xbox controller, on the other hand, has four motors. One here, one here, one here, and one here. So this like actually feels like I'm pressing on something when the motors go in racing game. I don't play racing games that much, but like when I do, I like to have that. Another complaint I have about this is the absolutely like horrible software. So I'm gonna put up a clip of me like installing the software and trying to get it to run. But basically what happens with the software is it's it's bad. It like asks for like 50 permissions on your phone, and you can only install on your phone. This thing has no desktop software, so it's like either not using the software, or you're gonna have to end up just doing the basic stuff that's like in the manual. I don't remember how to set macros. I set like the macros after like 15 minutes of just going around software. The software is just horribly built. Would not recommend 0 or 10 software. We do have trigger locks though. I can lock the trigger, turn this into a Nintendo Switch like kind of thing. This becomes analog now. That's pretty cool. Overall, I like this controller. I like it a lot. Like, can't complain. This thing has a gyroscope. Haven't found much use for it since, if I want to aim in a game, I have this. And like the only fun thing I've seen like that the gyroscope can do, that's been the thing in the Legend of Zelda emulator thing that I was running with Simo, where you could like rotate the controller around a bunch and like spin the ball and I'll put a clip of it. But yeah, that's about it. 8 out of 10. Very professional review.